I'm super excited to try this machine from RNS Beauty. This is a fractional microneedling machine with insulated microneedles. When they're insulated microneedles, that means the radio frequency is going all the way to the tip of the needle and then transmitting the heat at the very tip. If the needles are not insulated, it transmits the heat all the way through as it's going into the skin. So ideally you want insulated radio frequency microneedles so that it heats only to the tip of the needle. So that's what these are. I'm excited to do a facial. I will be using some products that I will be microneedling into my skin. This is the first time I'm using actual products to do that. I usually only use hyaluronic acid to do my microneedling. So I will be using some products and I'll be showing you exactly how I do it. So I just washed my face and now I'm going to put my numbing cream on. I do film on my iPad, so if I am looking away, it's because I'm looking at myself in my iPad so that I can see exactly what I'm doing. So the first step I'm going to do is apply my numbing cream. I did a test patch on my forearm about 15 minutes ago, and so I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to have allergic reaction to it. So I seem to be fine. So now I'm going to put the numbing cream all over my face and get my skincare ready. I'm just adding some plastic wrap over my numbing cream so that it'll stay numb, won't dry out. Just regular plastic wrap. So the products I'm going to be using are MyChway. I'm going to mix them all together into one cocktail. So this is MyChway PDX for whitening, a multi-peptide complex, ample, reduces the signs of aging, and 4 of these Epi Prime. So I'm going to mix all these up into a cocktail. I have my alcohol and my sterilized equipment. I'm going to pour my cocktail into my sterilized cup. So I'm going to do my upper lip and my chin first. I'm going to leave my plastic wrap on this side and on my forehead. So I'm going to do this first and then this first. I have my skincare all mixed here. My empty vials over there. I have my alcohol here so that I can make sure that everything stays nice and sterile. I am nice and numb. The alcohol is very strong. It's pretty thin, so I want to make sure I don't waste any of it. This is sterile. I'm going to sterilize it again using my alcohol. I have the 25-pin needle loaded, and I'm using my reference guide for my parameter. So here for the nose, it's saying for the depth of 0.5 to 1 millimeter. So let's do the depth, 0.5. The speed is 2.0 to 3.0. The suction is 1 to 2. And the radio frequency is between 60 and 100 watts. So I'm going to do it at 60. So I'm doing it on just the minimum because I've never done this kind of a treatment before. So I don't want to go too deep. I just want to be safe and not go too deep. So everything is sterile. I haven't touched anything that could potentially be contaminated. So my hands are nice and sterile. That was not bad. So it actually sucks your skin up to the area. The needles go in and since I numbed it, I don't even feel it. It's really interesting. Now I'm going to do this part of my face. Well, actually I'm going to do right here. So now it's saying to go 1 millimeter to 1.5 millimeter deep. With a speed of 0.2 to 0.3. A suction of 1 to 2. And the power between 60 and 100. So it's interesting because it actually sucks it up into the area and then the needles go in really fast, so you really don't even feel it. Now I'm going to do this section. So the settings are the same for this section as they were for this right here. So the depth is going to be 1 to 1.5, so I'm going to do 1.5. The speed is going to be 0.2, the suction 1, and the radio frequency 60 between 100 watts. So I'm going to do 100 watts. So I've noticed that when you can get the suction to work properly, if you get it balanced just right and it sucks the area up, you barely even feel it. I mean, even though I am numb, but if you don't get the suction just right, and you can feel the needles more, but it does not. I did numb, but it does not hurt. The lower jaw settings are almost the same. It is 0.5 millimeter to 1.2. So instead of 1.5, it's 1.2. The speed is again 0.2 to 0.3. The suction is 1 to 2, and the wattage is 60 to 100. See how it won't let me go past 1.2? I love that about this machine. It will only let you set what you're supposed to be using for whatever area that you're working on. I really like that. This serum is very thin and hard to control. So that's really the way to use this, is get it to latch on with the suction and then pull the trigger. See how I got it to latch on? Okay, so that's this and this, and I've covered my whole cheek and my upper lip. I'm just going to put some more serum on so that it just really penetrates into those channels. Keeps it nice and moist. Steering clear of everywhere that I've already microneedled. I don't want to get anything contaminated. Use my alcohol to really clean it up. Constantly wiping my hands with alcohol. I have my alcohol right here, and I'm constantly wiping my hands with it. Okay, I'm all done with my first treatment. It's not too bad, and I'll continue to put this cocktail on my face for the rest of the night. It does feel a little bit tight right now, but not bad. The channels will usually close between 4 and 6 hours, so I want to make sure I keep it clean and really hydrated so that my serums can really soak in and keep my skin hydrated. And I will update tomorrow on what I look like. But so far, so good. I'm sure I am still a little bit numb. I can still feel that I am a little bit numb, but for the most part, it was not bad. I do feel some heat in it right now, but it is not that bad at all. So this is day 2 after my treatment. I'm still a little bit red. You can see I have a little bit of redness here. I have a couple of little breakouts here and here, but for the most part, I'm feeling really good about my results. I feel like I have a lifted effect, especially through here and my marionette lines here. I'm sure that's why I don't look worse, because I follow the directions. Exactly. I follow the directions to a T. So I'm really happy with the way my skin looks. I have nothing on my skin right now. I have no skincare. I only rinsed my face with some cool water, and I'm starting to peel a little bit right through here, but for the most part, I'm pretty healed up. So I feel confident in that I'm going to continue to get results. I didn't use the cold hammer yet. I'm going to do that today. I'm going to put a sheet mask of hyaluronic acid on, and I'm going to run the cold hammer all over my face because I really want to infuse the hyaluronic acid into my skin. I still feel a little bit tight around my nose, but for the most part, I'm fine, and I feel confident that I would even be able to wear makeup today. I waited to do the cold hammer because I really wanted to keep the heat in my skin. I didn't want to cool my skin off. When you do microneedling or radiofrequency for skin tightening, you want to keep that heat as long as you can. So I did my treat. This is day 2, so I didn't do anything yesterday other than put the rest of my skincare on that I used when I was microneedling. I kept reapplying that because I had some left over. So I kept reapplying that throughout the day. But today, and so now I'm out of it. And so now I'm going to use hyaluronic acid. I'm going to put this sheet mask on, use my cold hammer, and run it all over my face for about 5 minutes. And that'll be it. I'll take another updated photo tomorrow. But for the most part, I feel like I'm pretty good. So I did my cold hammer for about 5 minutes, and it feels so good. If you've never used a cold hammer before, it's wonderful. It's like putting ice on your face. So this is my end result. I feel like it really took some of the redness down and the puffiness around my eyes. Aftercare is really important. My aftercare included the rest of my cocktail that I mixed up the first 24 hours. So I applied that every few hours for the first 24 hours. Then today I did my sheet mask and my cold hammer. I waited until day 2 to use the cold hammer because I wanted to keep the heat in my skin. I wanted my body to continue the healing process, and I wanted it to continue to produce collagen and elastin. So today I will continue with my hyaluronic acid and my neomycin. Sunscreen. Sunscreen is the key to keeping your skin protected after doing one of these treatments. The treatment protocol for radiofrequency microneedling is once a month until you reach your targeted goal at whatever your goal is, and then once every 3 months. So my takeaway on this machine is that it's so user-friendly. I love user-friendly. I love it when the seller thinks of the consumer. We are DIYers, and so we need someone to give us a step-by-step how to use their machines. And this RNS Beauty did that with this. So they knocked it out of the park. They showed me exactly what to do, exactly how deep to go for each part of my face, and all the settings. So what I think, and I've never used a machine like this before, but I've watched a lot of videos on it, like everybody else usually. So what I think sets this machine apart from the other radiofrequency microneedling is that it has a vacuum. So when you put this on your face, it actually will suck up to your face. So it's got a tight grip on your skin before the needles even go in. So I think that makes a difference. So I don't have a bunch of grid marks on my face like you see these other women who get microneedling done even at a salon or a medi-spa. They have all these grids on their face. Well, I think because of this vacuum. This vacuum holds the skin taut up against the needles before the needles even penetrate the skin. So it's not raking across your skin. I think that's big with this machine. I think that sets this machine apart. Another thing is that it's gold-plated insulated needles with this machine. And I did my research on it, and you want insulated needles because you want the heat to go to the targeted area. You don't want the heat going all the way through to the targeted area. You want it to heat exactly what you're targeting. So that's another thing that sets this machine apart. So the third thing is, I couldn't believe it, how affordable this machine is. You could purchase this machine for a radio frequency microneedling session is like $300 to $500. This machine is under $700. So for the price of 2 treatments, you could own this machine. And I was kind of shocked by that because most of these radio frequency microneedling machines cost about $1,200. Well, at the time that I'm doing this video, this machine is $699, which I thought was a crazy good deal. So that's my takeaway with this machine. I'm always looking for something to save money. And like always, everything I use in my videos will have links in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know. Like and subscribe and leave a comment down below.